Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, awesome. All right, everyone. So today we have Alexander Booth. Me and him chatted probably a month ago now, I would say.
About a month,
And
yeah.
we had a great conversation, so I've been looking forward to this one. So let's just get right into it. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Alex Booth, a proud Idahoan. I grew up in Idaho, spent about a decade in Seattle, being a climbing the ladder in the big tech companies at Microsoft and Amazon. And these days, I find myself married, living in Mexico, and spending about 4 to 6 months out of the year in the Philippines. So my life as an Idahoan has completely changed.
It sounds like it. And it's cool because, I know from speaking with you the last time, you're finally like living the life that you wanted. And that's what I love to see is people, striving for their dreams. And with that, so what got you on the path that you're on now? Because you used to have some amazing tech jobs, but was something missing?
I think happiness was missing, to be completely honest. You know, going after your dreams doesn't always mean that you're happy in the process, right? So I grew up from a pretty poor background, and I really loved living in Idaho, having a more simple life. But in order to change the social economic status of my family, which is my goal, I needed to, sacrifice a few things, and moving to Seattle was one of them. And I really enjoyed pursuing the tech industry, but at the end of the day, I kind of felt like I was trapped in Seattle. I could see all the mountains, but I couldn't go enjoy them. And I was constantly surrounded by people and extremely high prices for everything. But when COVID happened, I took the opportunity to, take a vacation and go meet a friend in Mexico. And I was supposed to go for 4 months, and I've been here for 4 years, so that changed. But I actually, in that, during that trip, I actually um, returned the office at Amazon. Started to happen. I was working at Amazon at that time, and I had kind of the moment of deciding I need to go back to Seattle, where a place I didn't want to be, and pursuing a career I wasn't really happy in, all for the name of money, or take a really big bet on myself and stay in Mexico where I was happy and start my own company, which I had always wanted to do, but it seemed like it was never going to happen, just like so many other things in my life, right? The things I truly wanted just seemed
Yeah.
unattainable. Like I made the wrong decision at some point, right?
Yeah, and a
So
lot of people do that, you find a good job and you kind of forget about your dreams and what you actually want. So I love that you took a big leap and decided, nope, I'm gonna do my own thing and I'm gonna live the life that I want on my terms. So that's really cool.
and the amount of people that were telling me that I was crazy for, deciding to live in Mexico and, give up a corporate job like that, it was a little hard to, make that bet when all the, support system you have is telling you to do the opposite, right?
Yeah, and it's hard when you start on something your own, like when you start a business. It seems like the people that are closest to you are the ones that don't support you. And it gets really hard, but you just gotta follow your dreams. Keep at it and you know, get to where you wanna be.
You really nailed that. It's weirdly lonely, right? When you make a
Very.
big move like that, it's yeah, your support system becomes very eye-opening of who the true people really are. And it's not a knock on all the other people that maybe were there for you for other times, but you need someone that believes in yourself to, because it's hard sometimes to believe in yourself, right? So you need some other
Uh-huh.
people to do that
Oh
as
yeah.
well. And when you're making that bet, it seems like there's not many.
No, no, and it's important to, expand your network at that time. You know, find people that do have the same vision as you, the same goals as you, who's trying to, be successful like you are, because those are the people that you can talk to and get support from. So I think that's really
Yeah.
important.
And for me,
So,
I just
uh,
oh, sorry, buddy.
I go ahead. We had a little delay, but we're dealing with it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. For me, I was fortunate enough that my wife, who I met in Mexico on my second day, she is a risk taker. She has so much belief in herself. She was actually, breadwinner for her family. And so she was that one person telling me, like, you can do this. You got it, right? So fortunately for me, I had that one person.
That's really awesome. I've got my best friend and business partner, Kyle, and yeah, he's my support system. We push each other to do better and improve our lives. So it's really cool.
I'm
Now
glad you have
let's
that.
talk about your business. What is it that you do?
Yeah. So, funny thing is, I'm in customer success, and the reason why that's funny is I went to school for advertising, and I tried to get into the advertising industry. Every job I took was supposed to be advertising. I went to Yellow Pages, which rebranded as YP, and I thought I was going to be doing the advertising there. No, they wanted me to work with their clients that were already existing and, nurture that relationship. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I need to go to a real advertising position. So I went to Microsoft and I was working on the Bing Ads team and they wanted me to be a customer success manager working with their existing clients, ensuring that they have a great experience. And that was fun working at Microsoft, but I needed to make one last attempt, right, to be an advertising professional. So I interviewed for an advertising role at Amazon, and I got a call. Congratulations, you got the job, tell your mom, and the offer actually never came. So like a month went by and that offer never came.
Really?
And I call them and they're like, sorry, we gave the role to someone else, but we have a position for you at Amazon. It's a customer success manager. So it happened to me again. And 5 years down the road at Amazon, I was leading customer success teams, building out different programs for them. And when I got to Mexico, it was a no-brainer. I needed to do customer success. So I started a consulting agency called Huckleberry Consulting, where we will look at an existing company, map out the customer journey, and find ways to improve the customer's experience. And, you know, at the end of the day, get more revenue from your existing customers. And while doing that and getting those relationships, people asked me to help them hire customer success managers. So I started another company called Get CSM, where we will help companies hire customer success managers or give them an option to outsource customer success managers through us. So, long answer, I have two companies in customer success, but apparently this is my destiny.
Hey, it's really cool because I feel like a lot of us start out on one path that we want, but it ends up going in a totally different path. Like for me, I started out as a life coach and then a business coach, and now I deal more with helping people with the podcast than anything else. So it's just like, one thing leads into another, and you figure out like what you're good at. And I gotta say, I love podcasting, so I love helping people with their podcast. So it works out good.
And people are
Now,
really
what
getting into
are some
podcasts.
things that you help?
Sorry, the
Go
delay.
ahead. What was that?
I was saying, and people are
That's
really getting
horrible.
into podcasts. So, you definitely fell into the right industry.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. And it's just a lot of fun. So that's why we're here. Now, when you help your clients, let's say it's a business and they help with customer relations, what are some of the key things that you help them with?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, a lot of times companies will be spending a lot of money on advertising, only to lose their clients on the back end. So, I help companies fix their retention. So make sure that the customers are having a great experience, and that helps them stick around. When you have customers that are happy with their experience, they're actually getting what they paid for, and they have a partnership with you. They're referring your business to other people, right? They're leaving you
Exactly.
testimonials. So I think like the main purpose of our company is to create a good customer experience and help companies grow their existing customers with revenue, satisfaction, and at the end of the day, retention.
How much do you help companies implement follow-up into their systems?
I'd say about 50% of our clients ask us to actually implement with them. So I usually it's the companies that are less established that need that help implementing. And I really enjoy that part. I'm a nerd for my industry these days, but the bigger companies that we work with, they tend to have personnel in place, and there's also kind of some delicacy around privacy, right? So they would rather have their internal teams build out some of these implementations. So I'd say about 50%.
That's cool. That's cool. And it's really good that you're out there doing that. And like I told you on the last call, you're actually the first person that I've talked to in this industry. So it's
Really?
like, yeah, yeah, because I don't have anybody that helps companies with this. Like, so, and I'm all about networking and referring people. So I can't wait to be able to refer more people to you, because it's such an important thing that a lot of companies miss. They don't take care of their customers like they could be. And some of them, a lot of them just don't know any better.
Yeah. I think the intention is for most companies is to provide a good experience, but they have such a hard time investing the money to ensure that's happening. They would rather just focus on bringing in business, which I don't disagree with. Like as a founder, that's what you should be. You're the face of the company. You should be doing that. But at the same time, it's a slippery slope if you don't invest in the back end because your reputation is at stake and your clients who are giving you your life that you're living, they deserve to be taken care of.
Yep. And the second sale is always easier than the first sale.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much more affordable to, get a sale out of an existing client, whether it be an upsell, cross sell versus, a lead gen, going through that entire pipeline, having multiple touch points and bringing in a new client. There's a lot of data. It's not an assumption. It's a complete fact.
Yep. Yeah. Me and my business partner, we kind of go back and forth on this a lot because he likes bringing in leads. And I'm like, yo, we have a big list of people already in our system that know who we are, know what we do. Let's nurture those people, not new people. So it's kind of funny. We go back and forth. So I was like, all right, you can do a little bit of that, but let's focus more on, you know, taking care of the people that we already know.
I love that you guys have the yin and yang relationship there. It's needed, right? Um,
Yeah.
I Yeah, I personally am not good with a lot of the lead gen stuff. So that's where my wife helps me out quite a bit. So I feel like there you need to have both parties, right?
Mhm. You definitely do, and I gotta give it to Kyle. He is great at lead generation, so I'll give him that. But we gotta focus more on nurturing our leads, you know, because
Yeah.
the the lead list gets really long, and then you're overwhelmed because it's like, okay, now I gotta call, thousands of people. Could have just, called 50 here and there. So it gets a little overwhelming, but it's a good problem to have.
I think that there's a few things that are guaranteed in this life, death, taxes, and increased advertising costs, right? So it's only going to get more expensive to bring in new leads, but if the ones that have already committed know the value of your company, um, focusing on them is such an important aspect, and it honestly saves the company a lot of money in the long run. And I think one thing that's overlooked for companies that want to exit their business at some point, someone that's trying to acquire a company, they're not trying to buy an advertising machine. They want to see that you can keep your customers, that your LTV is high, and that you're providing a good service. So I've seen many companies have a really high, ARR. They have money coming in, at a pretty good rate, but they still don't get acquired at the rate that they want, or not at all because they can't keep a customer happy.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Before we wrap this up, how can people reach out to you?
So I'm on LinkedIn. Just search Alex Booth Huckleberry, and you'll find me. I keep my Facebook and socials personal, but you can also find me at consulthuckleberry.com or my other site for finding exceptional CSM talent at getcsm.com.
Awesome. Awesome. And I gotta ask you the same question I ask every guest, and that is, my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
It means to me, I would say, I doubt myself a lot, right? I've always had, I don't know if because I grew up, not privileged, right? And from a poorer background, but I doubt myself a lot. But every time I push back past that doubt, I, end up surprising myself. So to me, I think that just kind of means, you gotta push through the self-doubt, right? You gotta do things that you don't think you can do.
Yep, I agree 100%. Like, just, I do it too. It's like I tell people the best thing that has helped me is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, just
Yes.
push past that and just put yourself out there and see what you're capable of because you won't know unless you try.
The comfort zone is so dangerous. It really is.
Oh, yeah, it is. And then, do you have any last message that you would like to leave the audience?
Yeah, I think my story has surprised me. The fact that I'm living the life that I am today is something I could have never imagined, but I've always wanted to. So, it may sound corny, but never give up and don't stay comfortable. Always push for something new. Take that trip that you were, thinking would never happen. Life is short. Go enjoy it. And when you start changing your mindset on, not holding yourself back and actually just going and doing the things, your life will change. It did for me and many of the other people I've talked to that have experienced the same thing. So just don't hold yourself back.
I agree with that. Well, Alex, even through our delay that we have going on back and forth, I think we still had a great conversation. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate the opportunity.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in it, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors. So let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone. Remember, your abilities are infinite.